Jesus Freak here. So, over the past few days, I'd had this thought. And I understand it's a kind of strange thought. But I thought I'd bring it up. Now, before I bring up the specifics, I'm going to mention a few definitions so everyone's on the same page. When I'm talking about tribalism, I'm talking about holding a bigoted attitude towards a group of other people. They're different for whatever reason. They're different because of their hair color, they're different because of their political beliefs, they're different because they're women and you're men, they're different because they're another ethnicity, etc. If that difference is a sex, gender, that's sexism. If their difference is the color of their skin, that's basically, it's a little more complicated than that. It's their skin color, it's racism. But you can have, intra-race bigotry among sub-races, which is another tribalism. Literal tribalism. Now, I had proposed the idea that in certain cases, certain things that I had heard being spoken by people who thought they were woke, that's a word I hate to use, made me want to ask him, hey, where are you hiding your Klan hood? You see, a lot of the things they say while professing to not be racist and professing to even be enlightened, hence the term woke, are actually racist. And the example I gave dealt specifically with the concept of cultural appropriation. For some people, the idea of a white person utilizing any aspect of a culture not associated with white people, they see this as racist. Now let me explain my perspective here. The first is, you're being racist against white people by assuming all white people are alike. Irish people are not Italians. Italians are not Germans. Germans are not British. but they all fall into the category, the loose category, to most people at least, of white. Some people, when they say white, they actually mean Anglo. But that's a whole nother matter. Most people talking white, they mean Caucasian, they mean European stock. And lumping all white people into one category is just as racist, honestly, as lumping all black people into one category. Because they're not the same. Now, the other part here is you're speaking for another ethnicity as if they're not weak, as if they're weak, too weak to speak for themselves and need the protection of mighty whitey. You see how that could be racist? You're being incredibly patronizing, not you, but just explain. You're being patronizing toward the ethnic group you're saying you're standing up for. Maybe they don't want you to stick up for them. Maybe they don't care that the other group is engaging in cultural appreciation. You find this a lot with Japanese culture. They actually like when foreigners engage in cultural appreciation. Now, of course, cultural appropriation is a different matter. If you're doing it to show off, you're doing it to make money, whatever, or if it's disrespectful in its intent, then, well, yeah, it's disrespectful. But people ragging on a girl for wearing a kimono, and a Japanese person comes out and says, what's all the fuss about? She looks cute in a kimono. And it shows the people ragging on her or for wearing the kimono are the real racists. And this concept that all these ethnicities should be, remain separate. It smacks of those people, 50, 100 years ago saying, oh, God put these people in this continent and they should remain there and we should remain here. It sounds the same kind of geo-racist philosophy you heard from conservative racists 50, 100 years ago. It's not somehow not racist just because it's coming from someone on the left instead of someone coming on the right. You're saying the exact same thing. It's still racist when you say it. You'll notice I didn't actually describe using the word race. I said skin tones and ethnicities. There are many ethnicities. There's only one race. It's time we, the human race, grew up and acted like it. And for the brothers and sisters among you, if you're holding beliefs like that, it's a bad witness. It doesn't show that you love your neighbor as yourself. Jesus freak out.